It's 52 degrees and raining in May. May's supposed to bring the flowers, not the showers. Now, since we've done this Diddy talk about the trial, everybody's had questions that they wanted to rein in and felt like they couldn't get their things off, right? And I'm going to go over some of the most ridiculous questions that was asked. But this is what you do, and this is what happens, because this is what they want. They want the people's minds to be all over the place. So, speaking with the lawyers, speaking with Mike, my former lawyer, not Michael Marley, Michael Pease. So I spoke with him, spoke with, come on. With some of the people with their questions in case it was something legally I didn't know the answer to. I could go and get the answer and then give you guys the proper answer. Now, one person said something that was pretty funny. They didn't propose it to me. They are actually a video YouTube creator themselves and made some statements that I just found very entertaining. This person has definitely been covering the trial. There's a car accident. Damn, why can't people drive? All you're doing is going straight. So, while dealing with the trial, there was a problem in hand where one person decided it would be very smart of them if they were to engage in some form of banter outside of what is supposed to be, meaning the actual standards of the case. Oh, the cops are just now arriving on the scene. Great. Look at this. This is the scene now. 2 cars going straight. Now the whole block is cut off. This is nuts. Look, head-on collision. Crazy. You're going straight. How do you have a head-on collision with somebody going straight? Now I gotta dance around in this ghetto-ass neighborhood. Great. Just great. Now for the kid, getting the hell up out of here, and we out. And I'm back into civilization. And with no cars. I mean, rush hour too. So here's what happened. I want y'all to be clear about the whole situation. Here's what happened, right? The person sits there and says on their thing that after Diddy is found guilty in this trial, he just knows, he ain't saying if he's found guilty or not, he's just automatically convicted Diddy on his trial. So he goes ahead and says, if once Diddy is found guilty, that all the other people, they're gonna go back and get these co-conspirators and they're gonna get a reduced charge. They're gonna get a reduced sentence. And I'm like, is this dude on crack? How are they gonna get a reduced sentence if they not been charged? So they can just walk up to people and just say, hey, here's a sentence. Here's a sentence. And here for you, here's a sentence. Are you out your goddamn mind? If you watching this or your fans or whatever, somebody sending you this, think about what you saying, dummy. How they gonna sentence people that haven't been charged? The only person that's been charged was the drug mule who took a plea deal. We don't know if he's gonna testify. Probably is. That's why he took the plea deal. But he got caught with drugs on him. So he's already, drugs is on him. So my thing is, who has been charged with anything besides Diddy? So how are they gonna reduce sentence anybody who hasn't been charged? Dummies. Outlaw done missed about 3 live streams, panels. I can't believe it. I don't know what's happening with Outlaw. Will he miss the Knicks panel tonight? We don't know. We gotta wait and see. Outlaw scared. No, well, you have dum-dums. This is the same dum-dum. People keep clipping up stuff and sending it to me. I don't listen to him. I'm quite sure he's saying a bunch of other dumb things about what's happening in the trial. I'm giving you guys. Why wouldn't this person go off transcripts? That's the evidence in the trial. Why aren't you going off that? Because, if I do that, then, it makes it kind of look like there's a yin and yang, a back and forth in the trial. Yeah, I haven't done day 8 yet. We're going to get to day 8. I'm working on some things right now on the Patreon. So on the Patreon, you really finna see something fly. We got some very good information that I had forgotten all about, and I want to do some more research before I put it out, and I'm just gonna put it out on the Patreon first, so you guys will have it first before anybody. Now, anyway, back to this. So, most people read what he's saying, they get themselves twisted, and they said, well, they've already proved him guilty on the count of trafficking because he took those guys, so he's already going to jail because he'd been found guilty of that. They already proved him guilty on that. The same information they got from another poor source, the same individual who told them about a reduced sentence from people that's not even been charged, that they could just go around and just sentence everybody without charging them. This person also told them that because of Cassie signing a 10-record contract and only recording 1 album, that's fraud. So he's been found guilty of fraud of that. Another lie. In the clickbait title, he said that Diddy was proven guilty. Another lie. It's just clickbait and lies and misdirection. Not my cup of tea. But if you're gonna take information from there and move with it, and think that because you found a newspaper clipping and waving it around like a badge of honor because it was in the newspaper, A newspaper clipping doesn't mean anything. A newspaper clipping means that it was just written in a newspaper by a person. I could show you somebody that writes for the National Enquirer. I can show you somebody who wrote an article that the person didn't say any of those words. If you're watching the Justin Baldoni case with Ryan Reynolds' wife, Blake Lively, you see that they already prepared a smear campaign article to launch against Baldoni, who he is suing the New York Times for. So a news article does not count as evidence. Oh, Jesus Christ. They can ask you for a transcript if they sat down and recorded you, normally in a publication, to protect themselves for lawsuits. They sit down and they record you saying these things before they report them. So they would have the recordings to go with the fact of what was written in a newspaper article. Now, if they requested those audio tapes or the recordings, as they're doing here for this Blake Lively interview, how did you go about doing this? What was your source? These are the things that are called into question when you have major publications behind them. But unfortunately, you guys have been getting poor information from poor people. Poor, not from financial standpoint, but poor in the mind. And they're limited to the information that they know, so they just start freestyling. And when they go off the dome freestyling, you get stuff like that. You get Diddy's gonna be guilty of fraud because of a record contract. You get stuff like that. And a racketeering trafficking case in coercion. He's gonna be found guilty of fraud because of a record contract. Jesus Christ. So when you're dealing with these people, always understand that first, why are you there if you want information? Two, it's like going to Teaser Tales. You want to go to Teaser Tales for information? You're going to the wrong source. She's there for entertainment value, salaciousness, not information. It's satire. It's trash. So I can't even, once I found out she's not credible, I can't deal with it. Now, let's get to the other questions that was on the table. The question is Diddy going to be charged or found guilty, or didn't they prove that he paid this person for sex? These workers came out and said that he paid for, them for sex in different states. He flew them out to different places. Isn't that like trafficking past state lines? And that's proof of that. Here's the thing. First of all, this is not on the business account. And what he's being charged of, too, is running a criminal enterprise. So you have to prove there's a criminal enterprise, that the business is ran on basically doing crimes. And that's what it's, and I don't see a criminal enterprise. So no matter what, that's not the case. Also, here's another thing that people don't know. When you look at what they call sex coercion, when you look at the coercion, rather, and what is actually trafficking, and they're saying whether someone was forced, coerced, or tricked into sex, okay, and across state lines, then it could be called trafficking. So you have to prove, one, that it wasn't consensual. So Diddy can fly these people out anyway just for sex, and they can get paid for it. But it's not trafficking unless it was coerced with the other person. If it's consensual, then it's not a crime. So they have to prove that it was forced or coercion or tricked. That's what they have to prove, and that's what they haven't proved. So this is why the misconfusion keeps coming in, because y'all think, well, he's found guilty of that charge already. No, he's not. Because if it's not forced, then it's consensual, and consensual is not a crime. So they have to prove it was against the consent of Cassie, who is the star witness, who another person, again, you're getting poor information, is because her testimony didn't go the way they thought it was going to go. So now they want to flip on Cassie, be like, oh man, like she ain't even the main one. They got all these other witnesses. Remember, they got like 5 victims here. Cassie's just one of them. But they got like 5 victims. Victim who? What victims are we talking about besides Cassie? The whole case is built around Cassie. So I don't know what this person is talking about, because without Cassie, there's no case. Without that tape, there's no case. She is the star witness. She's the most important witness. Everything is revolving around Cassie, but yet this person believes that all these other people. Like I said, it's where you getting your information from is very important. If you want to be dumb, deaf, and blind, you listening to people like that who told you Don Richards was going to be more valuable than Cassie. The level of stupidity in this world, boy, I swear. The level of stupidity. Now you got to make up your mind. What do you want? The truth, or you want lies? Then they had the other one. See, no, you can't deny that sex worker is exposing him, and that's a bad look for Diddy. That his former personal assistant and the sex worker both are agreeing with Cassie. That's a vague statement, 1. 2, agree with Cassie about what? 3, what the hell are you talking about again? Listen. Here's the problem. Because I want it to be very clear. The sex worker, as we went through the transcripts yesterday, proved the defense's point. The stupid government asked the question, what made you think Cassie enjoyed it? And he says, and he answered the question, because we had sex unprotected. Like, we were doing it protected, then we took it off and started going unprotected. So she must have been enjoying it. And they was like, without the details. And then they were like, objection, Your Honor, the defense. They wanted him to keep going. And they was like, no further questions. Like, get him off the stand now. I don't want him to continue to go down this road. So he screwed them all the way up. Because now he's proven that Cassie enjoyed the sex. So if she's enjoying it, she's consenting to it. You understand? So that goes a long way against their argument of force and coercion. So that, no, he was not a good witness. Now, the only thing I told you yesterday was Cassie's mother, and the $20,000. Now I'm going to go over the rest of this in this trial. Diddy gave back the money when Cassie came there. So it was like, was this extortion or what? But he said it was for damages. As the mother said, well, the mother who took the stand said that Diddy said it was for damages that happened during a fight or something with Kid Cudi. So whatever happened with the Kid Cudi situation, Cassie broke some things in the house, and the $20,000 is what he was asked about. But they're trying to make it look like the $20,000 was the extortion he was putting up. Like, if Tassie don't come back, I'm need 20,000. So that's the way the government is trying to shape it. But we'll see what the truth is. See, I just want to know the truth. I'll tell it to you. Just give me the truth. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, hell no. I got the Pacers plus 4.5. But don't bet with me tonight. It's personal. It's F the Knicks. F the Knicks. F the Knicks. That's all it is. Well, look, let's take it to another level, right? When they start building these cases and they start moving in the direction that they're going, let's see where they end up. Give it time and see where they end up. Because right now, what they laying out with the questions that you guys had, and they saying, how many more witnesses? The question was, how many more witnesses they have? I don't know exactly, because they keep calling witnesses. So it could be like another 10. They got another 6-7 weeks of this. So all the stuff we're hearing now, we're going to get overexhausted with this case, because the case is actually too long. It's way too long for a case of this magnitude. They just want to get all the publicity while they can, and all the dirt is being done and taking the attention away from real problems. The government has to prove all these things. Today, the HSI finishes up his interview. We're going to go over all of it in about 30 minutes. So I'm just getting situated. So yes, we're going to do that and then go right to the game. I never felt that was a problem. Some people may feel like it was a problem for them, but not for me. I don't care. I'm serious. I just didn't care. I only care about the facts, man. The facts. Give me the facts. You tell me, did you beat a woman? And when did we ever deny that Diddy beat a woman? Never. And you're making the opinions based on facts that are not part of the charges. Did he beat the woman? Yes. Well, where's your moral compass? My moral compass. That's what he said. Where's your moral compass? The moral compass. And I said, man, my moral compass. Yeah, man, where's your moral compass, man? This is a woman beater. He hurting women. And you just sitting here going along with it. Where's your moral compass? I said, wow. I didn't know the man was charged with assault. Did they change the charges to assault and domestic violence? Because you're proving something that's not part of the choice. So they said he kept beating her till she just said, all right, I'm going to give in. Well, that goes against her testimony because she was giving in right away. Before that, she was even hit. So it's hard to prove coercion against her own story. Yes, they can make the jury feel that he's a bad man. Nobody's there to judge if Diddy's a good man or a bad man. It's about the facts in the trial. So you're learning something here. We're not celebrating the fact that he put hands on Cassie and any other woman. With Gina, y'all said Gina was lying. I'm the one telling y'all, like, hey, shoot, Diddy was whooping ass. And this is before the charges was out. When Gina made that statement that Diddy had stomped on her and everything else, I'm like, I believe it. I believe it. Diddy don't care. Diddy will hit dude, woman, anything in his weight. Nah, he ain't gonna just hit anybody now. He ain't stupid. But them making the band people, oh, y'all can get hands. What do I think about what? What? Who said what? That's what I'm saying. What am I supposed to be thinking about? Why would you be shocked on how freaky Cassie was? Cassie has always illustrated she's been a freak. She doesn't care about being nude. She was a model, okay? Models are some of the freaky, disgustingest people in the world. That's how they move, man. I feel that if others are going to go in that route, there needs to be some type of changes, right? There needs to be some type of redirection, right? It's just too much of what's going on right now. It's just too much. Right, the righting of the ship. That's what needs to happen here. People need to find a way to right the ship, and they're not doing it. And I don't understand some of the decisions that's been made, actually. That's been quite puzzling to me. But, as they always say, we'll get there. Now, one of the last questions that we had from the list of questions they asked, they said, why are they bringing Michael B. Jordan and all of these celebrities in there? Do they have them on tape? No, they don't have a tape. They're bringing these names up like Barack Obama and everything else to bring salaciousness to the trial, to bring a popular name in there for shock and awe values. Barack Obama has nothing to do with the case. President Barack Obama, former president-elect, and they have no respect for anything in this trial. It just proves the lack of real evidence that they supposedly have, the lack of. Because if they had it, they would have used it. But since they didn't use it, here we are. So we got more to say. Just get tuned, get ready for Carcino for Life channel. Check for it, because we're going to be going live over there and going over day 8. of this trial going off of the transcripts. Yep, and then you'll actually know what happened today in the courtroom. Not blah, blah, blah. All right? All right, thank you for your time. I'm out. Shit. If the Southern District of New York, they all about faking cases. I don't know what you talking about, Reed. The Southern District of New York. Did you see Jonathan Majors? All right, I'm out.